Hi, this is Fran, Sisco. We're on the Crisis Help Show live using Zoom and Facebook Live. All right. We're going to add radio on this. Today is April 1st, no fooling, 2020. It's a sunny day, and the objective of this show is to share ideas and thoughts and hopefully hopes and dreams that are still alive and uplift each other. That's not to say that you shouldn't share, as I will right now. A good friend of mine passed away, and I found out about last night late.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
It's horrible.
She wasn't really a close friend, but she was at my house a couple of times. I'll go into it. I don't want to say her name because I didn't speak to her daughter yet about it. And the person who told me said, don't announce the name yet. So anyway.
Did she pass away from the virus?
Yeah, from the virus, yeah. And then we all know people who have died and who are sick and who have died from this virus. Yep. So at the same time we share things like that, we want to try to uplift each other and be a resource for one another. And I'm going to share later on about, I'm hearing some background. If anyone has on both the laptop and the phone, please mute the phone or put the volume all the way down. Sorry about that. We're going to lead off with Robert Puleo singing the Star Spangled Banner. All right, and then after that, we're going to go from there. All right, so Robert, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. We want to see your face a little bit bigger and less to the ceiling if possible.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bombs bursting in air, they prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yay, beautiful.
Boy, do I miss baseball. Oh.
Yeah, we all, right? We miss baseball. Yeah, we miss all
everything. Miss all our activities.
Yeah.
all the wonderful things that song represents too. But we can keep
God bless
going with it.
America.
All right. So the two co-hosts today, or three, Kelly's also co-host. Three co-hosts. Two of them, Anthony Valbiro and DiNapoli, are also wonderful singers. We're going to hear from them in a little while too. Okay, and they'll be singing and commenting on things like, well, let me get your comments right now. What'd you think?
Gorgeous, wonderful, and beautiful riffs that he put in there. That was fantastic. Certainly early in the day too. It's great.
Yeah, very good. Gene.
Thank you very much for that, Robert. That was wonderful.
And he performed it like he was on a stage.
Yeah.
Committed completely. It was wonderful.
I saw
It's
Robert.
very powerful, really powerful.
Very good. Thank you so much. I remember
Thank
seeing
you.
you singing that on the deck of a cruise ship going around Manhattan that we were on during
Oh,
the
wow.
summer.
Yes.
You know? And with the Statue of Liberty in the background and stuff, it was amazing. We're getting still a little feedback. Somebody may have a phone on while they're on the laptop. So if you do, please
Oh, it's me then. It's me. I don't know how not to get the reverb then.
say it
Just
again.
put the phone on mute.
Put the
Silent.
phone on mute or lower the volume.
It's on silent volume.
It's silent.
Okay. Got Frank Pisani
I
just
did, but I can't hear anything. You know what? It's not going to work. Sorry. Sorry. All right. You know what? I'll just leave. Thanks.
Who is that? Who was saying that?
FLP.
Who was saying that?
Jimmy.
Jimmy, please don't leave. Please don't leave. Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say a couple of comments, and then actually, I'm going to introduce everybody quickly, very quickly. On the upper left, those of you who are on iPhones, you have to swipe in order to see. Names
Yes.
should appear, hopefully, under the box. Got Ivy Silberstein, artist, psychic, medium, some wonderful things. Her paintings actually interact with reality. Peter Gonzales Falcon is an actor and a writer from Texas. We just heard Robert. Robert is a singer and actor, a composer. Tanya Cooper is a great comedian. Also, she has an organization called Foster Kids Unite. She's going to talk about that more. We've got Anthony Valbiro, who is a director, an actor, a writer, and stuff like, and a great singer. Brad Forenza, I introduced it briefly before. Brad is a multi-talented artist with acting, directing, filmmaking, playwriting, and producing, I guess, and has an 8-year-old son that he just adopted with his
I met
husband.
the other night on video, and it was so wonderful. He is so smart.
Yeah,
He's a fan of you guys.
his son Zach. And we're gonna hear about how Zach is hearing things from him, or how Brad is helping Zach understand this thing we're going through. Susan Muti, I know from, hi Susan, I know you from placing an installation at the up-and-coming park in Pelham called the Highbrook Highline. I put an installation of a sculpture of mine. Susan basically was in charge of running that with Scott. I don't think I reached out to Scott to come on. I'll be doing for the next show. Susan is a project manager. She helps businesses and nonprofits. And I want to tell you more about a loan program that might help. Mariana Vasquez, I'm just meeting you now. Mariana, can I see your face?
Do I have to press? What do I press? This is
No,
my
I
first.
see, actually, I see your face, but you have
It's dark.
so
Shadow.
much light in back of you. If you could just move around to the other side, and I'm going to come back to you. Kathrina Miccio
There you go.
probably the reason why I know
That window letter.
half of these people here. Kathrina is a festival director of 3 film festivals. She's a wonderful writer, actor, very good friend, and has helped me greatly express my creativity and stuff. And we're going to talk to Kathrina more. Wendy, thank you, Kathrina, for coming on.
Thank
Wendy Kaplan is a friend. Guys,
We met her at the Golden Door Film Festival.
Yeah, we met her at the.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's right. And Wendy is a bundle of energy, lots of fun. You got to follow her on Facebook. It's Wendy Stuart on Facebook, right? Stuart.
Tell them about my show on Facebook.
Yeah,
Fran.
Wendy has a show now called Pandemic Cooking.
It's called Pandemic Cooking with Wendy.
Right. But it's a very fun show. It's not about serving viruses or anything like that.
Yeah, no, we
Somebody just signed in. I only see the bottom of your chin.
Who was the new one that signed in?
Who is that just raised your right hand? Oh, is that Humberto?
Hi, hi everybody.
Hi, good. What you need to do, Humberto, is
Show your face.
focus the you want a camera or a laptop?
It's a laptop,
Laptop, you want to focus. Oh no, you're right up there. No,
but I have my
He has it twice.
okay.
my cell phone as well.
What you need to do
That's
with your
no good.
cell phone is
Yeah.
lower the volume to 0 on your cell phone. Okay.
Okay.
Or turn it
You
off.
got two things going at once. Humberto, you got two things going at once.
Yes, I just told you. All right, so we lowered the volume. We're still getting it. You're gonna have to go off your cell phone. You got to terminate your cell phone. Sorry.
Yeah, it's because my computer is acting weird and sometimes
Okay.
it's crashing.
All
Just
right.
use your cell phone.
All right,
Use one or
let's-
the other.
When I raise my hand, let's all mute, right? What we're gonna do now is, Humberto, can you shut off your cell phone?
Yeah.
Can you shut off your cell phone? And then you're gonna lead us on the
One minute, but he said his computer was having the problem, so he could be on the cell phone or whatever one's not having the problem.
Okay. Is your computer having more of a problem than your cell phone or your cell phone?
It's about my computer,
Okay.
my laptop.
Terminate the laptop. There's in the lower right-hand corner, it says end meeting.
But
It says
you
end
can hear
meeting.
me here, right?
On
End your
com-
laptop and just use your cell phone.
Yeah. You can end meeting on your laptop. Also, I can mute you if that helps.
Okay.
Okay, now you're on. I shouldn't see your face on the laptop. Did you end it?
Let me see.
Okay, while you're doing that, I want to introduce
We go out in the meeting.
Frank Pisani is a music director. Hi, Frank. And a music director at very different organizations. He's the music director for Vinny Pastore's Gangster Squad. He's been performing all over. Frank is a lifelong musician, full-time, and he's probably the best musician I know. And he's just incredible. He and I have written a couple of songs together.
Tune in next week.
What?
Tune in next week and we'll have one for you.
Next week we'll have that. We wrote a song called "A Newer Me" in New Rochelle, which was featured in the Arts Fest in New Rochelle. But we were adapting it to be a newer me in a newer world. All right, I got Lily Lynn next to Frank. Frank is going to maybe may not be able to be on the whole show because he's got some classes coming up. Lily, hi. Lily.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you, Ivy. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Lily.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is so great.
There's about 10 more people, then we're going to start. We're really going to start. Okay? All right. Wow. I feel like the teacher. Like, right? Tony Aversano is my best friend since we've been 18 years old. And we've been through a lot together as friends. And Tony has a pet shop in Stanford. I encourage you to try to get to that. Well, not to get to that shop. Get to it online. Tony, what's the website?
Fishbowlpets.us.
Fishbowlpets.us. And it's not only fish. I mean, he's got, thousands, I guess, of fish. Hundreds, anyway, of fish, but also all kinds of animals. And he's an expert at it. He's going to share some stuff with us about that. Mike Marino, Tony was on the last time. Mike Marino is a phenomenal comedian who has made the phrase famous that goes like this. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, make America Italian again.
I'm all for that. Yes.
I know who
My
Mike
son.
Marino is.
My son.
Both from Los Angeles.
We got Reverend Karen Berger on. Karen is not only a pastor of a large church in Mamaroneck, a Methodist church, the Mamaroneck Methodist Church, but also she is an unbelievable musician and singer-songwriter. She's going to share a spiritual song with us, as is Frank. Frank's going to probably go next and share a spiritual song. We got Lou Vitulli, good friend from Vinny Pastore's acting class. Lou is living on City Island. Lou played poker with us on Voom on Saturday.
Boom, on Boom.
It was amazing. No one lost more than like $10. And
What was the name of that casino?
we have Simone K. Simone is a recent friend of mine. I met through Wendy Stuart. Wendy brought me out there to Triversity in Milford, Pennsylvania. I showed a couple of my films. I had the luxury of talking in front of people. And Simone was one of the people I met. Simone has transitioned to female 3 years ago, and she lives with her wife in Milford also.
No, Sussex, New Jersey. Vernon, New Jersey.
New Jersey. There you go. Gene DiNapoli, I introduced before. Gene's a co-host today, along with Anthony Valbiro. We're going to have volunteer co-hosts on the next show, which is Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Gene is a wonderful singer. He allows me to get up and make a fool out of myself singing and other things at a restaurant that he was associated with, Napoli's Stone Mill in Tuckahoe, New York. Gene's a very good friend, and I encourage people out there who you're not performing now, as many people were performing, for example, for Gene in that restaurant, is to stay connected, because when it comes back, whether it's weeks or months, we're going to be together again performing. All right, I'm going on to the next. There's another page I think here. I got Ann Bella. No, I'm going to go up to the top. Susan, I talked to Frank. Okay, Ann Bella is an artist and an ex-school teacher. We're going to hear some stuff from that. She shared a poem with us last week, and I'm keeping it short. Okay, I know you from the La Vie Gallery, which is in Livingston, New Jersey. I've had some of my paintings there and performed there. Pat DiBuono, in addition to playing cards with us and helping out with counting and keeping track of money, is a sales coach, and also shared with us some meditation stuff, specifically tapping. Where am I on this?
And we met him through our best friend audience.
Specifically making affirmations and tapping on certain areas like acupuncture of your face and body, and it helps you through. It could be useful in this period of time. And if there's anyone that's new comes in, I'm just going to introduce them as they come in. We're gonna go quickly. We may stay on a little bit longer than 1 o'clock. If for those of you who could stay on longer, if you get bounced off, Mariana, I see your face. I don't hear you yet. If you get bounced off, please try to sign back on the Voom. All right, that's it for that. All right, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Tell us yes, ma'am, please.
Miss, ma'am, sorry.
Oh, miss, better.
Yes, miss.
There's too much light coming on there. If there's a way to, it's okay. It's okay.
What you can hear me?
All right.
Hello, everybody that I know. It's nice to meet everybody that I don't know.
Someone still has their phone on. So whoever has their phone on plus the laptop, get out of the phone. Quit it. Because I guess just lowering the volume wasn't working. So whoever, I'm hoping that, I got to find a way to, you know what, I can't mute all, you know. But anyway, I'll be better at that next time. All right, Frank, share with us the new song that you've written.
Okay.
Talk about it.
This song is called "With God by My Side." I don't know how it's going to translate to Zoom, but I'll do it. I hope everybody stays healthy. It's really good to see everybody. Fran, thank you. And did I hear there's another Methodist musician in the group? Someone from Methodist Church?
Yeah, Karen Berger. Can you play?
Karen,
how are you?
I'm at Wakefield Grace Methodist in the Bronx.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Anyway, let me do this song. You guys go do your thing.
Frank, before you start, before you start, we have to eliminate this feedback.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Is this off? It's off. Is your phone off?
I think.
Please make sure your phone is off if you're on desktop or Facebook.
Yeah. Or you can mute everybody except for the person's name.
Okay, I'm going to hold on a second. I'm going to mute everyone
Just till he finishes.
and see where till it
Fran, is this
disappears.
music coming through?
Say that?
Is this music coming through?
It is beautifully.
All right.
Well, wait. Before you start, I'm trying to mute everyone so we don't hear that feedback. And I'll have to figure out for the next time how not to happen. All right, I just got 2 more people to mute. So I can't mute everybody. It'll mute you. Well, I guess I could mute everyone, unmute you. I don't know.
It stopped. It stopped.
Stop.
So
Stop.
it's somebody in the first group that you muted.
Okay, let's see. Wait. I just have one more person to mute. So no,
Well, it's
that's
none of
it.
these people. It's none of these people, Frank.
Okay, Frank. It's good now.
Okay.
So tell us about this song and you.
I was thinking about what we're going through, and I just put this little chant together. Here we go with this. With God by my side, walking hand in hand, together we shall stand, for greater you are. You're never far. With God by my side, sing it now. Walking hand in hand.
We can sing it because we're muted. Okay?
Together we shall stand, for greater you are. You're never far. God by my side.
Beautiful, Frank. Frank, you're zooming so nice and simple and so very meaningful. You're zooming at your church down in the Bronx that you're a musical director of?
No, I haven't gotten that together with them yet. Right now we're doing like a meeting like this with the congregation. I'm trying to get them to do a simulcast, with 4 people.
I know what it is. Frank, lower your volume on your phone.
I don't have my phone.
What do you want?
I'm on my laptop.
Oh.
Do you have a phone nearby that's on?
It's off.
Oh, it's off?
Everything's off.
I don't know what's doing that.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Hopefully you could come on next week too. We'll do that song that we're doing.
I'd love to connect. I'm connected with a lot of you all on social media. If I'm not connected with you, my name is Frank Louis Pisani. Please look me up.
Very good. And your
God bless.
website is pisanimusic.com?
Yes.
And pisanimusic.com has his email on there and stuff like that.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go to Karen Berger because we're staying in this spiritual groove right now. Karen.
Hi, Fran.
Hi, Karen. Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Thanks for inviting me today. It's very nice.
Thanks for being on. You have a song you're going to do a little bit of?
I do. I have a song. It's called Prayerfully Loved. It was written back in October, but I think it might speak to people. It was actually written as a specific prayer for someone, but I think now it applies for everyone. So be happy to share it.
Have you done this in the church where you're a pastor of yet?
I have. We had a harvest dinner, and I played it at the harvest dinner.
Great.
So I offer it today for everyone, and I hope that you find it meaningful.
Thank you.
Okay. You are prayerfully loved, carefully tended, with a wish for health and peace. You are prayerfully loved, God's love intended. May you be set free. You are prayerfully loved, tenderly mended, with each synchronicity. as God weaves a tapestry. Your heart is an open door, your eternal love for me. Your spirit plays through soul and body, raising me, your divinity. You are prayerfully loved and always defended from the lower energies. You are prayerfully loved. Time is expended, flowing into melodies. You are prayerfully loved. Lyrics extended, songs and poetry. And when you wake up, I will still be there with a waiting and a prayer. When you wake up, I will still be there with a waiting and a prayer. With a wing and a prayer.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. That's very touching.
Thank you,
That
Karen.
was a very touching
you.
song.
We're not able to hear all the
I hope that
clapping.
wasn't too big an excerpt of the song.
No,
Sorry.
that was
Got carried
excellent.
away.
You know, that
bless
when
you
you
all.
said when we wake up,
When you wake up, yeah.
yeah, and that's, I feel, what's going to happen. We're going to have a world, not just that things are going to get back to normal. We're going to wake up during these months and find what's really important in our lives.
I love it. Yeah, it's meant to
You know,
double meaning there.
all right. I'd
Thanks,
like.
Fran.
Thank you. Please stay with us, Karen.
I will.
And you know what? I want to go. I'm going to try to do. We're going to not do another song right now. I want to go and get Peter Gonzales to share a poem. Where's Peter? Peter, share a poem, and then we're going to have Humberto do a little meditation for us. Okay? So Peter is an excellent actor and writer and so forth. I'm hearing. I guess I'm hearing it on my end.
Fran, hi. I think it's you if you're recording it. I think it's the voice that comes through if you're watching it. You know how it's the voice first when you're watching TV, that it comes in like a couple of seconds after. I think that may be it.
So you can unmute everybody. We found the source.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
I shut off my phone, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my voice when each person goes. Okay? All right. I'm going to mute now, and hopefully it won't come back. All right, Peter, stage is yours. Sorry, I muted Peter. All right, hold on. Sorry.
We're working this out.
Oh God.
There you go. Okay, can you hear me now? Yes?
I
Yes?
can.
Okay, it says, I'm going to read a poem that I wrote. I don't really call it a poem, it's a thought. And I want to thank all of you, and I'm so happy to be here with you and that we're all still here, and we will be here for the long run. We're we're the ones, here we are. So here I go. As I scroll back through my writings from the near past, I begin to understand the why of loss and sadness, and the how of strength. It is so because we have no real permanence, love, or loyalty toward nor from anyone outside of our deepest self. I understand how coldness shivers our hearts and numbness overtakes our feelings. They take hold and harden us unaware. It has become clear to me that as we understand, as we approach oneness, life seems to peel every relationship away that it initially gives us. As it stands, it seems one is left with only oneself to rely upon. Lastly, that very self and its stories are desiccated. And there we are. That's it.
Thank you, Peter.
And here we all are. That's what I want to add in.
Thank you.
Here
You
we all
know,
are.
it's such a somber, such a somber poem, but it's very truthful that these relationships get peeled away and then we're alone. But I would like to add something to that. You know, so I always like to add a silver lining. I hope it doesn't undo the meaning of that. Is that as each of my family members died, you know, starting about 17 years ago, my grandmother and aunt and brother and mother and father and so forth, I felt stripped and very alone. But now, and especially in the last 2 years, I feel like I'm with them every day.
How could you be alone? You have me, aren't I alone?
Yeah, right. All right.
No.
Kelly takes up 5 people.
No, I understand. What you're saying.
No, but I felt alone.
Me.
And I think that it's realistic to know that you really have to me, being alone means you got to keep going alone so that you can get to a point where you could be with others. So during this crisis, we each have to take care of ourselves first, really, and then reach out and take care of others. You know, like they say, if you're on an airplane and it's going down, use the mask on yourself, and then you could use it on other people. If you don't use it on yourself, you're dead. So that was a beautiful point. That's what it triggered up for me.
Yes.
I want to raise your hand if you want to add to that. If you want to add or make a comment about Peter's poem. Anyone? Raise your physical hand. No. Okay. I have Tanya. Tanya, let me unmute you. Go ahead, Tanya.
I once said very beautiful poem, and you know, Fran, I can totally speak. You spoke my heart when you said because a lot of time foster kids, they have to learn how to deal with being alone, and just people in general, not just with this, but now this makes it more prevalent. But I tell my clients, I used to work in the substance abuse field. I tell my clients, you often have to learn to sit in your own stuff and be comfortable with it. That's how you can help other people and help yourself. So thank you.
Very good. Okay. Anyone else want to say something? Kathrina, make sure your volume is high, you know, that when we hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to speak out to people that are really alone, that are in their houses, apartments, alone. You see me hugging my dogs all the time because this is as close as human contact as I have. And you really, the people that you're with, take care of them. And the Peter, that was beautiful. Fran, that was beautiful. You both made me cry, which doesn't take a whole lot lately. But, you know, just don't take the people for granted. Take care of yourselves. You're like, you put the mask on you, but then take care of your others. I have my dogs to take care of. I wish I could help more with everybody else. I've donated to Italy, to the there, because of the mess that they're going through. But
by the way, I just want to add to that. Cristiano Esposito is supposed to be on today. He's a filmmaker from Italy.
Oh.
And also Brendan Young from Australia. I don't know, maybe the Times gave him a problem or something else happened. Maybe they're not on, but they may join us. And I know both of them through Kathrina. We're going to go to, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to mute you right now. Robert, you want to say something?
Yeah. I think to sort of dovetail on the whole image of stripping away, I think during this time when we're sort of forced to be physically away from each other, might be an opportunity through the missing of one another for us to think about what are those things in our relationships with the people that we love that we do need to strip away, those little annoyances. Sometimes we annoy one another and we can let that become such a big deal. So I think this is an opportunity for us to strip away and even to think about even politically people that maybe disagree with us, and just strip away all of that and really try to find that core and that image of God, or whatever one calls it, inside ourselves that we all share. And then hopefully when we do reemerge as community, we'll bring that back into community and then let go of the stuff that divides us. I think we need to really miss each other for a while for that to happen. You know, the meek inheriting the earth, it's kind of happening. We're talking about in the media, the focus is on people who have needs. It's important. Finally, that's where the importance and focus is on. And I hope that we can maintain that even as we recover and not get back to too much of the tribalism that plagues us.
Absolutely right. I'd like to add to that. And then Brad will, and then Tony is supporting that. I want to add that I really believe this is a time. I'm not saying it's a God-given time. You know, I'm not trying to find Pollyanna stuff in what's a tragedy happening right now. But at the same time, I know I'm looking at my own life much more carefully, and I'm stripping away. I'm going to strip away, and I'm probably the ultimate ADD person involved in too many different things and stuff. And I got to start stripping that away and getting back to things that are important so that I don't have the regrets I sometimes have now that I wasn't close enough with some of those people that I wanted to be closer with, and that I'm close in the present with the people in the present. I just want to mention, because I don't want to forget mentioning this, is sort of out of context, but I've been helping people out. This is on what Robert was saying about helping others and what Kathrina was saying. I'm helping people out to get this new SBA loan, which is not a loan, it's a grant. You can get up to $10,000, basically free money. I don't know if it's $1 or $10,000, but I put in 5 applications for people yesterday. I'll put in about another 7 today, 7 to 10 today. You should contact me. You could probably do it yourself, but I know I've been through a few of them, and there's something tricky things in there. So that's one thing that could get you some money right away. Also, for artists, mostly writers that are on the screen right now, many people. I have a contact at the Dramatists Guild Foundation. They may name me as the person to help their people out with loans, and I could get you the applications for you to apply to. Gretchen Cryer, who is a client of mine, a dear friend, is on the board. I spoke to her last night. They're open for these applications. They're going to favor, I think, people who are writers, but if you're mainly an actor, but you've written, like, or director, like I'm thinking of Anthony Valbiro. Anthony, you have the you know, Our Lady of Familia or Pressure Makes Diamonds, you have loads of written work, even though mostly you're writing now, directing now. They're going to love that stuff. And same with, you know, all the writers on the screen right now. So anyway, reach out to me. I can help you. I can't do it for free because I have to watch my time. I'm basically living week to week. I'm in a situation like that. So I have to make money every week. And I think that's a suggestion for everyone here is don't sit in front of the TV watching films all the, you know, half the day or whatever. Get up, get going, and try to figure out how to make some money.
Yep.
Get through. Okay. So anyway, that's enough. I wanted to go to Humberto now.
Films is my job.
Yeah, right. Film is Kathrina's job. You're working on a film. Make sure you contact Kathrina so you can get it in her festival, get maybe some advice from her. All right, I'm going to mute this now, mute myself. I want to go to Humberto. Where are you, Humberto? Oh, I hope you didn't drop.
Maybe on the next page.
There isn't a next page. Humberto was shared with us the other day, you know, just and taking us through that. So when he was having a problem, Peter, can you call him up on your phone and see if he can sign back in? All right.
We lost.
Gene wants to say something. All right, let me unmute you. Okay, Gene.
You hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now. A little louder.
Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Fran, I got to leave. This morning, I got 2 phone calls from local seniors who can't get out of their house. So I'm going to go food shopping for them now, and I'm going to leave it on their porch. That's what I've been doing the past couple of days to help seniors in my community.
It's great.
It's no applause, please. And thank you.
I know.
But I don't do this for applause. I'm just thankful that I'm in a position to do it for others. Fran, you don't know me long, but I think you know me well enough by now to know that we do things for many different reasons. And although money makes the world go round, it's not what gives us probably the most positive joy. It's doing certain things for certain people. So I really want to thank you and Kelly. Kelly, you see that, baby?
Make the face. Put your hands up, frame the face. It's just the thing we have together, yeah.
I want to thank you guys for putting the effort into doing this. And now that we're all on lockdown for another 30 days,
oh boy,
I think we're going to be perfect by April 30th, but then we're going to get to go out again. So I hope this doesn't stop when the ban is lifted. And
no, it won't.
We are all artists of different types. I think we should make a community here, and everybody once a week or twice a week should showcase their abilities. And we should all support the writers, the comedians, the singers, the poets. Even if we don't get to talk that night or that week, we should do this.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Do this.
Yep.
Absolutely. And Gene, before you go though, please share with us at least a couple of verses of one of your songs. Many people don't know that you're 40 years in the business. You've been performing as Elvis for many, many years, but you sing all other types as well. But just sing a couple of verses so I don't feel so bad that you didn't have enough time.
Okay. Like you said before, it's very early. The voice is a little raw, except for Robert, who sounded like Bocelli there. Robert. This is not an original song. I don't have the talent of Reverend Karen or of anybody else. So I just do things, and this is probably one of the greatest songs ever written, and it's called "I Believe."
Oh,
And
favorite one.
If anybody on the screen doesn't know this song, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Okay, go and learn it, and we'll sing it next week. And let's sing it now.
All right, Gene, I'm muting people so they can sing it nice and loud. So I'm muting them. We won't hear them, but
You get it sung by Jack Daniels.
Some of his Jack Daniels.
Okay. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe, yes, I believe. I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer can still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why. I believe. Sorry, everybody. That's what Jack Daniels does. Peace out. Everybody believe. We're going to pull through this.
Very nice.
Very good. Thank you, Gene.
Take care, everybody. See you soon.
Gene. Okay, that was Gene DiNapoli. Gene's email is GENE. You should probably have a paper and pen. You could always get in touch with me. I'll give you everyone's email and cell number. I assume that's okay to share with everyone. It's GENE, DIN, DIN, short for DiNapoli, at AOL.com. Okay? And I could share you with website and stuff. I got Tony raising his hand. Tony, let me unmute you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Fran, I just thought that maybe at the conclusion of these shows, you could send out everyone's information to everyone who's participated, so we don't have to sit here with paper and pencil and, you know, copy everything down.
Right here.
Very good. Good idea. I was gonna ask people their permission first. I have a list here. I don't know if you can't see it, but I have a list here of everybody that's on today or was supposed to be on with their emails and cell phones. It'll be in an Excel file. I'll send that out in an email. It'll be attached. Okay? And so, and then I'll eventually add websites to it and Facebook names and stuff like that. I'm trying to mix it up a bit. I want to go, if we can go. Tony, by the way, I do want you to hang and tell us about the impact on pets of this, but not right now. I want to go, because I think he's got a thing he's got to leave for. I'm going to go to Mike Marino. All right, I'm going to mute you, Tony. I'm sorry for this muting and unmuting, but hi, Mike. You're coming in from, what, L.A. in California? Where are you?
Los Angeles, California. This is Mike Marino Entertainment Studios. I have a podcast called Live from My Mother's Basement, and hopefully someday I can have all you individuals on my show sitting right next to me like we're supposed to do. I have a comedy tour that just lost 2.5 months of touring the world because of this virus. My show's called Make America Italian Again. I'm guaranteed to put a smile on your face. It turned into a web series and a TV series that you can watch on Amazon Prime. And unfortunately, now a lot of the entertaining that I'm going to be doing is going to be for charities and fundraising, which you all know as entertainers is fine. It makes you feel good, but it doesn't put food on your own table. Ask somebody else in some other business to do something like that, and they probably say, are you out of your mind? But if I can help anybody in any way, I host the Golden Door Film Festival. I host a lot of different film festivals around the world. And I know a lot of the guys on the show today, which is really fun to see some of the faces because I'm lucky to perform with so many different singers as an opening act and a fellow comedian. But I do got to get going because there's no traffic here in Los Angeles for the first time in my life. And I want to see if I can't get to the target and come up with some jokes for the future.
Okay,
So
Mike, just share with us a quick thing from your act. Just a quick thing to give us some lightness here.
Well, I sell underwear that say "get the bat on the ass," but I'm turning them into masks. I do a series called Make America Italian Again. What if an Italian guy like me was to run the country? So my platform would be, you don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, you don't say nothing. And once I'm in the White House, I'll take care of all the problems. You don't know what I did, but I'll take care of it. Just let me do my thing.
Very good. You're not hearing them laugh because I have everyone muted right now, but I'm sure
That's the
they're laughing.
scariest thing I ever heard in my entire life.
Mike, I want to mention this. Your Facebook page is Mike Marino Live. Right?
Everything on social media is Mike Marino Live.
Live. Now, on Facebook, I saw a post that you put up today of a photo of you on the stage and showing an audience of about 400 people, right?
2,500.
2,500, all right. 2,500 people, and expressing how sad kind of it is that you missed that. You missed that.
Oh, my
Many
God.
people here, you know, Anthony Valbiro, for example, was directing, I think it was going to be this weekend, Priscilla, you know, Queen of the Desert. He was supposed to direct it. It was going up this weekend, put a lot of time and effort, loads of actors and stuff, and he was directing it, and it can't happen. And I would like people to go to your Facebook page and look at that photo and think about how it's going to be at some point
that
in the
happens
future.
again.
Yeah, I hope so. It's going to take a while, a long
That
time.
happens again.
A long time.
As entertainers know, the adrenaline of performing live is the greatest drug you're ever going to do in your life.
Right.
You can feel the joy in the people, and you can't come down from that high for a couple of days. But once you do, you're looking for it again. It takes years and years and years to get to a level where there's that many people coming to hang on your every word at $40 to $50 a ticket. And when you get to that high, boy, there's no drug you're going to do. There's no food you're going to eat. There's no sex you're going to have.
Right. But I want to add to that. I'm sorry to add to that. That's our challenge now, is to replace that feeling that we get from that with something else that we can do now. And maybe it's replacing it with an interaction with one person or 5 people, or whatever it is, or writing something, or performing something on your own. But we need not to be too nostalgic and miss that, or else we're not in as much. And I know, anyway.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. We got to look forward to what's going to come up next, and you know, maybe hit even harder, come out better, bigger, stronger.
All right. I think we are going to be. I think we are going to be better. I want to share a verse from the song that Frank Pisani and I are working on. I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to say it, but it's on that order about better. It's like a newer me. It's called Newer Me for a Newer World. Like a newer me, I will rise up, you'll see. Nothing will ever keep me down with the new purpose that I've found. To love life and give all my love for a newer me, for a newer world. Now I feel I've wasted so much time, but I believe the coming days will be kind. Why am I smiling? 'Cause God holds our hands. Come join in, we can all sing in the band. Like a newer us, we will rise up, you'll see. No one will ever keep us down with the new purpose that we found. To love life and give all our love for a newer us, for a newer world. Time still left. Start living your encore. Soon there'll be smiles and holding hands. I'm sorry. Time still left. Start living your encore. Feels so right. From this life, we will grab much more. Soon there'll be smiles and holding hands, and the sun will shine once again, and we will dance. Last verse. Like a newer me, I will rise up, you'll see. Nothing will ever keep me down with the new purpose that I've found. To love life and give all my love for a newer me in a newer world.
I like how you adapt those lyrics from your other song.
Look at this clap, and I should have unmuted everything so I could hear the clap.
You
anyway,
can see the clap.
Anyway, sorry to take up time with that. All right, Mike, I know you have to go. All right, so if you,
Bye,
whenever
everybody.
you're ready to go, just go.
Thanks for your jokes, Mike.
All right, thanks very much.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Great job, Mike. Fran, I have to go as well. I'm sorry I had to unmute. Thank
Okay.
you so much for letting me be part of this today.
Just
Good to see you, Wendy.
mention again your show that's on Facebook.
Sure.
Cooking.
It's called Pandemic Cooking with Wendy. I'm Wendy Stuart on Facebook. You can friend me, or you can go to the page that is written about my book. It's called She's the Last Model Standing. All of those episodes are on there. You can friend me on there as well. Okay, Wendy Stewart or She's the Last Model Standing. You guys are great. Everybody be safe, please.
Okay, Wendy. Thank you.
Thank you, Fran.
so
Love
much.
you.
Okay, love
Thank
you
you,
too.
Kelly. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
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 Okay. All right. Oh, Humberto's back. Let's go to it before we lose you again. Okay. All right.
Please.
Humberto, sorry, you're back.
Oh, he's going to do
No.
meditation.
Yeah, he's going to do a little meditation. We're going to do a little bit of that. We're at 1 o'clock already, so a lot of people are going to have to go. So we're going to have to do it kind of quickly, and then we're going to at least just go get everybody in. If you could stay on past, please stay on. Sorry, next time I'm going to use the muting, and things will go faster. Okay, we won't have as much feedback and stuff. All right, Humberto,
All right.
introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Humberto Alvarez from Mexico City. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So I would love to share this sound meditation with our boys, our own boys. And it's very nice and very easy to do it. And so we inhale with our nose, and then with our lips a little bit open, we do a tone. This is a toning meditation, right? Okay, let's do it. Inhale, and then give us the tone. As long as you can, softly, as long as you can. Inhale. Long, long, and peaceful. Let's do it once again. Inhale, and then the tone. So this can do, you can do it with your mouth closed, and you can feel more deep inside of you with your lips closed. Let's do it with your lips closed. Okay?
Okay.
Inhale, and then long, peaceful. So you can feel the vibration from the top of your head.
Yeah.
And it's very powerful, right?
Very.
It's very powerful. And so you can imagine, I can feel my body, mind, and spirit in harmony. I can feel my body. I give love to my body. This is another healing. If you cross your hand, it's a butterfly healing. This is a butterfly healing, you know? Put on your chest and do this movement. This is very powerful too. I love myself. I love every one of you. You see? This is a butterfly healing. Butterfly healing. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Humberto. And we
You
should
can
do
find
that.
me on Facebook.
Yes.
My name is Humberto Alvarez, so you can find my website is myname.com, humbertoalvarez.com.
Okay, and I'm going to send out, as Tony suggested, I'm going to send out the list of everybody that was on.
Ah, that's great. That's great. It's a very good
Eventually,
idea.
I'll do your website. I'll add websites and also add photos.
We'll all be new friends.
Yeah.
And then in addition, I'm going to send out the recording of this show. It'll be on YouTube, and I'll send out the link. I wanted to, right before you say something, thank you, Humberto. I'm sorry, we got to move pretty quick.
I need to go now.
All right.
For my
Thank you
class.
very much.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, everyone.
I guess that could be done every day, you know, or a couple times a day. We have some other, before you go, Marlena, because I haven't introduced you or even met you. This is the first time we're meeting through Peter Gonzales. We didn't have a chance to talk, or I didn't have a chance in the last couple of days. So welcome to the show, and share with us if you can. I'm sorry, unmute. Share with us, introduce yourself to us.
Well, thank you for including me today. I wanted to, couldn't wait to meet everyone, and thank you, everyone. And I'm practicing my namaste hug. I'm very happy to see everyone. So my name is Mariana Vasquez, and I write. As a matter of fact, I'm using this forum to help inspire myself today, because I've got a short story to write. I've got a deadline today. So I direct, I write, I work with glass, I work with clay. But today, what I had is I wanted to burn a sacred incense for all of us, for the four corners, for the elements of the earth. And I wanted to share this cleansing with all of us, for our world, for our homes, our pets, our friends, our elders. And I wanted to take this time to burn this sacred incense and include all of you, to remind you that we're all very connected, and to remind you that this smoke is going out to all of us, our world, and to cleanse and to calm and to ease our anxieties. So I'm sending this out for you, for everyone that's with us, for all our loved ones that are not with us right now, and to remind you, you've got incense, burn it. It's sacred, it calms you, and it actually works as an antibacterial, antimicrobial agent. Have the smoke and have those negative ions go and kill that bacteria out there, and also to remind us that we're all together, and to send some ease and tranquility and love.
Thank you so much, Mariana. Thank you. Please, if I could just add something quickly, if we could just say a prayer for people I know, and then please you offer other people. But I was messaging with, and I know this from Kathrina, Rodney Arbano's mother is not doing well. So Carrie McGann's sister just came down with the coronavirus, a young woman. Who else did?
Someone I know this
Eve
week
Austin's
from-
husband.
I'm sorry.
Eve Austin's husband.
Yes, Eve Austin's.
For a long time now.
If that smoke and our good wishes and prayers could be for these people. as
Wait, I
well.
have someone else.
And
someone,
for all people.
Someone I know they used to be a volunteer with me, Andy Rapal.
They can't see you.
I spoke to his wife, Karen Gorst. He didn't die of the virus. He died of cancer, but he died this past week.
Okay.
And me and Robert knew him. Robert Puleo knew him, so.
Okay.
Pray for Andy and
All
his
right.
wife.
Anyone have a special request? Raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Anyone have for someone they know? Okay.
Robert wants to say something he knows.
Lily. Oh, Chris
Robert
Ross.
has something he wants to say for the person who died.
Okay. I want to mention also, I meant to say, I had it written down. Chris Ross. We don't know how sick he is, but he is tested positive. And it was who you were going to mention, Lily?
And our other friend who tested, Warren.
Go ahead. I can't
Warren.
hear you,
Warren,
Lily.
yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on.
Sorry.
All right.
Go ahead, Lily.
Okay, you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very close to home, and I'll make this very short. I don't want to bore anybody with the details, but my mom has been a caretaker for women that are at the Jaeger Psychiatric Center in Orangeburg. She's been doing it for years. To make a long story short, we have Marie Paul and we have Marguerite Besnick. On Thursday night, Marie fell ill and my mom couldn't get her off the floor. And she handled her, and we love Marie. She's now an angel. She died Friday morning. The day before yesterday, we found out that her reason for death was not just bronchitis, it was actually the coronavirus. So luckily, my mother and everybody of the house, they have to be tested. However, because thank God, knock on wood, she has no symptoms. They didn't want to do it. They did check my mom's lungs and everything, and she's fine. So if I can just have more angels, and I have to say this, Fran, I am so glad I have met you and you're in my life, and everybody, thank you, and thank you for inviting me. You are a
Good, I met you
true
and everyone else. So.
and I just don't know what to say. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm
so much. And we'll be back together doing scenes from different plays together and stuff
Soon
like
enough,
that.
we'll be acting again.
I want to go to Anthony because you mentioned something, Lily, that let me unmute Anthony. Anthony, your mom, Angela, is 93, I think you said?
She'll be 93 in May.
Now, she has a caregiver.
Yes.
Gifty, that might be the caregiver that took care of my mother.
Yes.
Oh, yet.
Possibly. I haven't found out yet.
But tell us what Gifty, you told me this the other day, that Gifty, when you came in the room, she was careful.
Well, I went to go visit my mother, and she said, I hope you're just passing through and you're not coming here to visit, and really didn't want me in the house. Called my son and told him, please, also to stay away, was very, very protective of my mother. And that's quite wonderful, I think. That's something to mention as far as caregivers in general, people that are out there on the front lines. Let's face it, they are on the front lines. And it's amazing to see this. And someone mentioned a little while ago, I think it was after the poem, I'm not sure, that we are the ones. And we are the ones, the people that are right here from one box to another, like it's Hollywood Squares. We are the ones. We are the spiritual ones. We are the enlightened ones. And the people that will come through this, and it's going to be a different world. It is not going to be back to normal. It is going to be a different world. But if we could go into ourselves and realize that there's a difference between loneliness and being alone. We're not lonely. Go into yourself.
Right.
You're not alone. And embrace the beginnings of your life, of your dreams, of what you want going forward, and how we are going to work as warriors of change and kindness through our hearts.
Beautiful, Anthony. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Brad, right before you say something, Kelly's been at me here saying, I got to say something, I got to say. So I'm going to mute you again, Anthony, but thank you very much for sharing that. Thanks for being on. Everyone, thank you so much for being in. Next time, again, I'm going to try to improve it and be a little more organized. Many people haven't spoken yet. We're going to get to that quickly. Make it brief, okay, Kelly?
There's a couple of things I want to say. I think during this time, it's going to be a change. It's a change, definitely, but it's going to be a good change. We're going to come out of this becoming, the world will be different, but a good change is going to happen in the world. We'll see things differently, more clearly, and love each other more and love ourselves more. One thing about meditation is I went to Asahaj yoga meditation for many years, and there's a bunch of things to do, but the main thing about meditation, beside what we were learning from the other guy today, is just sit with your hands open on your laps. And at first you'll feel a warm breeze come. But if you sit there and try to get thoughtless, sometimes you'll fall asleep. Don't
make that clear.
Don't get so thoughtless. Don't get so thoughtless where you'll fall asleep. But just try to clear your mind of most of the things you have on it. Most, I say most because it's hard to clear your mind of everything. And sit straight, sit up, posture right, put your hands out on your lap. And at first you'll feel a warm breeze, but the more thoughtless you get, you'll feel a cool breeze on the fingertips and on your palms, and that's what you're supposed to feel. And you'll just get thoughtless and more less, and the stress will go away from you if you're just more relaxed and at ease with things. And do that for a few minutes each day, and you'll see a difference.
Very good. Thank you very much for sharing that, Kelly. Thank you. And like I'm the epitome of using that meditative state. See how relaxed I am and everything going on?
We wish.
Yeah, right. All right. Okay, got Robert raising your hand, but want to also go to other people who haven't had a chance yet, too.
Okay. I just want to very quickly lift up a friend of mine, Vinny, who I know from the way back in the days when we were both counselors at an arts camp. I found out yesterday that he's today will be 6 days. He's on a ventilator. He has the coronavirus. So. I don't hear you.
Can you mention Vinny's last name?
Leonti. Vinny
Yeah.
Leonti.
Okay.
So.
All right.
And also, just want to send protection. My father's 93 years old. Thank God he's doing really well. My sister and I are staying away, but we speak to him every day. He's the strongest man that I know, and God bless him. So I just want to keep sending prayers that he'll be fine. Thank you.
God bless him, and may the blessings also come from your mom and from your sister.
Yes.
Who recently passed.
Yeah. So he's experienced a lot of loss, and so this is trying enough as it is, but he's very strong. So.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Brad had your hand raised.
Yeah, so without being too Pollyannish and sending love and thoughts and prayers to everyone who is sick right now, something that I think Anthony said a couple minutes ago is that we're not lonely, but we are alone right now. So let's, to the greatest extent possible, try and use that to our advantage. People who are artists are creators. We generate work. I remember after 9/11 having a teacher who said that she wished everyone could find the art within during that very difficult time. So without being too Pollyannish, maybe this is a time to get better in touch with ourselves and create more. In the context of all this destruction, maybe it's our job to create.
Excellent. Great point. Thank you very much. And
thank you.
Hard to imagine anybody creating more than you, but keep going, keep going. By the way, I wanted you to mention, I mentioned it earlier on in the introductions. You have an 8-year-old son now, Zach, who you adopted.
He was so full of life.
With your husband,
very full
Brian.
Yes.
And who's so full of, Kelly and I met him on FaceTime the other day. Please share with us some of the things that you may be saying to your young son, teaching him that others can take maybe a lesson from in for our either children or grandchildren.
Well, I'll say that I'm no one special. I'm making this all up as I go along, just like my parents did and probably everybody else does. But I will say, to the greatest extent possible, we're trying to help him understand the gravity of all this without making him unnecessarily anxious. Understand all the precautions we have to take without getting him hyper concerned. We're currently like low stim. We can't go out. We can't do too much. We can't engage with friends. Same as everybody. But for him, he's having to find ways to be creative himself. And we're all having, if there's a positive to come out of this, it's all of the bonding that is totally devoid of any stimulation, and it's just each other and our relationships. And isn't that a beautiful thing in spite of it all?
Very good. Thank you so much, Brad, for that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Ann, I just unmuted you.
Yes, I have something to say. And
Yes.
that, I think sharing that with your son, Brad, that's absolutely beautiful. I'm a retired school teacher of 25 years. And I've been getting calls like crazy from homeschooling parents. Help me, what do I do? What do I do? And I tell everyone, relax, breathe. You're not homeschooling. This is crisis schooling is what you're doing. We're in a crisis. And really, they won't remember lessons, the actual 2 + 2 = 4, but they'll remember things that you taught them, how you approach the situation. They'll remember morals, they'll remember values, they'll remember, you know, everything you do together. And when we come out of this into the new world, our children are the next generation. They're the leaders of this new world. And it's our responsibility now. I feel like the universe said, the school system is horrible, just like I've been saying for so many years. Give the children back to their parents and let their parents do the right job. Like I said, let's go back to values. Let's go back to creating art. All the museums, if you go online, and anyone homeschooling out there could go on any MoMA, Brooklyn Museum. They have art at home or museum at home, and they have fabulous programs like online. Do it together. Color, create together, paint together, because just that interaction is building something very innate that words can't describe. And when we go out into the new world later on, you know, the lessons you've taught them are going to be absolutely something special that, you know, it's an opportunity that they would have not had going to school.
And that is a wonderful point. But many, and I'll come to you, Kathrina, many of us can believe that, can latch onto that, and we can try. But then some of us say, but it's not practical. I got to go out and work. I can't be home with my child. And even if I'm doing work from home. And what I say to that, or I'm going to try to take my own advice, is I'm going to mute you. What is to use this as a time to downsize and restructure your own life. Many people I know, that we all know, are keeping up with stuff because we set it up. People have two homes. You know, you may not need a second home. You have a big home. You may need a smaller home. You have money. You know, you could use this as a time to get it where you spend that time and shift it to family members and friends. So I definitely, and coming from a teacher, to say that was amazing. Thank you. One more, hold on, one more thing. All right.
I just, to what you said, and the children are home watching you restructure your lives, how you're taking control. You're teaching them, you know, you don't need all this excess. So when they grow up, they don't grow up needing or wanting, you know, any of these extra things. That's what I think.
I think you're very, very right. And by the way, Ann is an incredible artist, as many people on the screen are, including Kathrina, who's about to speak next. And her work is at La Vie Gallery.
Oh, any work there? No, I don't. I can't.
Oh, no, that's right. You don't have work there. All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Right, we met there.
I will.
All right, but you will. All right. I'm going to mute you and put Kathrina on, but then we need to go to Lou and Pat, who haven't spoken yet. Okay? So, mute. Kathrina. Sorry. I'm trying to
Okay.
Okay. Now.
I just wanted to add to that, as an artist, as a painter, and I used to teach art for children with special needs. If anybody is stuck like that and they have children or yourself and you want to learn something about how to paint, I'll give a free lesson. You know, why not?
Good.
All right.
Very good. Excellent. And yeah, we all can coach each other in so many different things. I mentioned earlier on.
We could do the art with wine if you want.
Yeah, right. We could do all that. And I mentioned earlier on that I'm a CPA and I help people. I'm helping people now with these loans, these new SBA loans, so you could pass that word around. I'm going to go to
Fran, you muted yourself.
Sorry. We're going to Pat DiBuono. Pat DiBuono was on our test show last week and shared with us a tapping mechanism, a method. And Pat is a sales coach. And I'm not going to say much more, but if you can lead us through for that, if you want to, lead us through a very shortened version of the tapping or introduce it to us.
Yeah. Well, you know, I would be glad to, there's a lot of back stuff coming at me, so it's hard to hear.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me make sure everybody is muted.
Hello?
Yeah, everyone's muted.
Okay.
Should be all right.
If you'd like me to lead a tapping, I can do it, you know, maybe next time we do it.
Okay.
You know, it's going to take about 5 to 7 minutes. You can't do this in a minute or 2 minutes. It's no point in getting it going. It would take about 7 minutes to lead a brief, 5 to 7 minutes to lead a brief. And I don't think we have time for that.
Right.
Also, I'd have to set my camera up where you can see what I'm doing, because right now it's too close and I don't want to fool with that while we're in the meeting.
Okay.
But let me just say that, you know, professionally, I'm a sales coach, a business development coach. I help businesses. And, you know, when you're in sales, you have to be positive. You have to be confident. You have to project the fact that you already have everything that you're looking to get. If a customer feels that you're needy, then how can they trust you to act in their best interest? So one of the things I do with clients is I try to get them to come from a position of having, a position of being positive and confident, and not that. In this coronavirus time, it's hard to do that. And one of the things that I see is that people have a lot of negative feelings that come up, obviously, from this traumatic situation. And I can tell you that in my experience, I've done more than 14,000 hours of meditation over the last 12 to 13 years of different types of meditation. And you can absolutely discharge from your body any negative feeling. There is no reason why you should not feel happy and positive at all times. And it doesn't matter what the external circumstances are. Humans have a biological ability to discharge any emotion, and there's a whole variety, including what Humberto showed us before as techniques. But I'm going to share with you a very simple meditation technique that you can go online. It's free. It's called EFT tapping. It was told to me by Jack Canfield. He wrote, in fact, Jack Canfield has shown me all the meditation that I do. He wrote Chicken Soup for the Souls, 500 million books in print. And it's called EFT tapping. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. They call it tapping because it works with acupuncture, or acupressure in this case, where you tap on different points, you know, on the body, and you simply express how you feel. It's very easy. It's cheap as heck because you can go on YouTube. There's about 10,000 free videos. There's many tapping instructors. And I would just like to suggest, you know, it's sweeping the world. There are millions of people doing this. I mean, millions. And I would like to suggest you go and watch a video, and maybe Fran can send this out, called What is Tapping? What is Tapping by Nick and Jessica Ortner. It's a 20-minute video. It explains it. And then one of my favorite tapping instructors is a gentleman named Brad Yates, Y-A-T-E-S. He has 800 plus videos on YouTube. He's got a number on the coronavirus specifically. But it's a very simple technique. It takes almost no skill. You don't have to sit in silence and quiet your mind. which is hard for many of us to do, especially in traumatic situations. So if you'd like next week, I'll be glad to lead a tapping instruction.
Very good. I'd like you to do it two times next week. Next week on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we're going to be at night. We're going to be doing the show, and it's going to be live on the radio as well. And I think by then I'll work it out with WVOX that I'll have it live also on Wednesday at noon. So spread the word. I want to go. Thank you, Pat, and we'll send out that information. And please come back on the show, and then maybe we'll do a tapping, an actual tapping.
And send out my phone number with it, because I'd be glad to help anybody.
I'm going to send out, unless you tell me otherwise, I'm going to send out everybody's phone number and email. And I'm also going to send out a recording of this show, hopefully by tonight. Okay, so Ivy, you're one of the first to come on and one of the last to go, right? So let me unmute you.
Okay.
All right, introduce yourself and share with us and then Lou is going to go after you. Lou Vitulli is going to go after you. Lou's going to share with us maybe part of a monologue or something like that.
Okay.
All right, so Ivy, go ahead.
Okay, so I was born with the name Ivy Silberstein, and I changed my name to Ivy Supersonic. And I know you see Ivy Silberstein there, but that's what it is. And so I've been designing for 30 years, and I design hats for rock stars. I did the big pink feathered hat for Pamela Anderson Lee at the MTV Awards many years ago. You see it all over the place. And I started painting, just another creative, endeavor. And I noticed that my paintings were like painting back. So I've had a lot of loss in my life. My father died, my mother, my stepmother, my boyfriend, his mother, just, probably about 20 people. And I always talk to everybody because I believe that, I believe there was a chance that they could hear me and that they were there. And I wasn't going to take the chance that I would never give up on my people. Because why would you give up on your people? Because they died? Because somebody died does not mean that they cannot hear you. Okay, doesn't mean they have stopped hearing because now they're dead. So because our senses are such as, this is your nose, it's for smelling. Well, when you're dead, you don't have a body. So you're out of body, so you don't have a form. So you're shape-shifting, your spirit. And, your ear that you would hear with when you're spirit, it's very different because you're now communicating telepathically. So I can not only talk to my people, I could talk out loud, but I could think in my brain, and they're not, how we know it. We weren't taught what it is that I do. I had to, learn it as I went along. So it started with my dog, and this is my dog Cutie, and I was petting her picture because I thought maybe she could feel it. I don't know, maybe she could hear me. And then all of a sudden, this alien face popped out of her ear and like a hand out of her ear. So, it was a little nerve-wracking, and I brought it to my neighbor, and she's about 80 years old. And she said to me, well, maybe your dog is saying like, hey, mommy, I can hear you. Now, I'll tell you, that's life-changing, because if I brought it to somebody else who would have put it in a negative spin and would have been afraid, none of this would have happened. I would have had to stop. But I went to somebody who gave me positive feedback and said something actually fairly intelligent. So you have to be careful who you say things to. You don't really know what the response is going to be. And I've learned that a lot of times, or maybe all the times, the things that people are saying actually are not even coming from that person. It's really spirit is working through them and speaking through them and using them. So you have to sometimes just now I just listen to what someone's saying, because I know that it's really coming from maybe my dad, or So I just also wanted to put this out here. I went on
more examples.
I went on this journey, and I started going to different rabbis and Kabbalah and like all kinds of things when everybody died. because I needed to just try to understand what was happening. And you know, with my designing, I mean, I was designing for Tommy Lee and Snoop Dogg and George Clinton and like Gene Simmons, like all the best rock stars in the world. And then all of a sudden, my whole family just died, and I stopped talking to everybody. I had nothing to say. There was nothing really. I was just like choking the whole time. One of the rabbis I found gave me this. I just want to say that this is like a protection from the plagues. So if you believe or not believe that we're going through the plagues, it's the time of Passover. If you believe it's going to work or not work, usually when you have certainty with something, it's going to just be that way, because your mind creates your whole surroundings. So I just want to put this out here that I feel like we're going through the plagues, and this is protection from my rabbi. So, just wanted to put it there.
Great, thank you. Also, you had paintings.
Right. So I have the paintings. So I'm going to just show you like this painting. I painted this one in Florida at my ex-boyfriend's house, and the ashes of our dog Cutie were at his house. And all of a sudden I said, oh my God, I wasn't, trying to paint my dog. I don't really know how to paint a face. All of a sudden I thought I saw Jesus, and I saw my dog, and a multitude of, different things. So, then you could turn it upside down, and there'll, be some other scenes. And it seems that most of my stuff is, it's different worlds all coming together. A lot of things from the Bible. Since I've been studying Kabbalah, and let's see.
Right.
Yeah.
Ivy, why don't you share with us the link to your film that I had the pleasure of seeing at Kathrina's Cutting Room Film Festival back in October, I think that was. And it's an amazing film where, you've met John Lennon's psychic. It shows the movement of the paint it's an unbelievable short film. So share with me that link right now, and then I'll send it out to everyone, but they could also hear. Go ahead.
So, after we did the film festival and I won the award at the Cutting Room Film Festival for the best short documentary, I licensed it to Trauma Films, which is a crazy kind of company. My film is a little totally different, like enlightening,
right.
But you could watch Ivy's Paranormal there. I have the version before I submitted it into the film festival that you could just see for free. It's very similar. It's it's at ivysparanormal.com. I'm hoping it is ivysparanormal.com. So it's not the it's the version before I submitted it to the festival that won. But
you're going to mention one other thing. Then we're going to go to Lou, and then we're going to close it out.
Okay. So I just wanted to say I lost my cameraman Brian Sarkinen who filmed Ivy's Paranormal. He is COVID 19 positive. I was actually on my way bringing him the hard drives to download my movie, and for some reason I don't know, I just sent it, and then he said he got it, and then he posted online that he has pneumonia. And once I saw that, I already knew. I said, oh, it's a good thing I didn't go there, because I have autoimmune, but you could just pick this up and give it to a friend or a family member in a hot minute, and never show a symptom. I don't want to kill anybody by accident, and which is what could happen. And and I met Brian because he was filming Mark Cuban's show for a producer of mine, and like the bodyguard at that club, Jimmy, his name is Jimmy Big Balls, they call him on Howard Stern. He is in the hospital with COVID, with the virus, and he said he thought he was going to die. They gave him the medicine with the Z-Pack. I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's medicine.
Yes.
Instantly, and he's recovering nicely, and he's been all over the news that they gave him this medicine. And my friend Jeffrey Gurian, he was just hospitalized, and they sent him home. So I'm praying. He's the writer for Dice Clay, and any comedian in the world, he's their writer. And my friend Alan Merrill, who wrote the song "I Love Rock and Roll," he was in the band The Arrows, and Joan Jett sings his song. It's like the rock and roll anthem. He just died on Sunday. He's a very close friend of mine. So there's,
Okay.
and let's try to.
There's a lot of connections, and I know you've been checking up on me because I don't know if people on the call now know when I went down and got tested negative.
We're not alone. We're not alone. We're never alone. And our people that leave us, I just want you to know that they're really kind of going through that. It's like a quantum leap. You know what I'm saying? Now that they died, they're just, they're dead, sort of. You know what I mean? They're in the next dimension. So if you can learn how to communicate with them, if you're interested in speaking, to your people and staying with them, you can. Don't think that it's it's the end. Death is not the end, and that's what my movie is about. Death is not the end.
Very good, Ivy. We got to run, but thank you so much. Very empowering. And I was mentioning that I have pneumonia.
Walking pneumonia, not as bad, but
you have walking.
I walk in pneumonia, so I tested negative, but I do have that. So I'm trying to be careful. And thanks for continuing checking up on me about that. I'm going to go to Susan before Lou, if you could permit me. I want to go to Susan. Susan is a project manager I introduced before for businesses and nonprofits, and an artist. We got so many artists on this, all kinds of art, painting, drawing, and stuff. So, hi, Susan. How are you?
I'm great, Fran. Thank you so much for hosting. This has been a very inspiring experience for me. The combination of this stressful time that we're living in, as well as all this unstructured time, has left me feeling stuck. As a project manager, I'm used to keeping track of things. So I tried to create a strategy for navigating this uncertain time. So, of course, I created a spreadsheet, and I call it Pause 2020. And I keep track of each day the things that I do. And so the categories are love, who I spend time with, either video chatting or on the phone with. What I've learned, I seek out new opportunities. What I've created, which includes some of my artistic pursuits, the exercise that I do, things that I cook, and the people who make me laugh. I try to get one good belly laugh in a day. And then I reflect on each of those 6 categories, and I kind of set some goals for the next day and try not to put too much stress on myself to kind of, populate each category, but it kind of helps me think about the next things that I do.
Oh my God, I love this.
Well, it's a little bit of a different take, but
it's excellent. And I just want to run through those 6 again. The 6 categories that you keep track of.
So,
by the way, we covered all 6 of these in the show today.
Absolutely, and then some. So it's love, learn,
what I've learned,
create,
what I've created,
exercise,
cook. Wendy was on,
and laugh.
And Mike Marino was on, and we've laughed off. That's a phenomenal idea.
Close with this quote I came across from Andrew Jackson, who is someone I've never quoted before. One man with courage makes a majority. So sometimes we have to be that leading courage, and then other times we have to rely on someone else's courage. So best of luck to everyone. It's a tricky, tricky time, and thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Susan. I just want to put this out there before we close up the show after Lou goes, and I'd say something. This SBA loan grant, it really is good for nonprofits as well as businesses. So I'd like to talk to you more about that either later on today or tomorrow. It may be a way, because of your experience in network, you may be able to help them in a way that perhaps their accountants haven't already told them about or something. So I'd like to network with you about that as well. Okay? All right, Lou, you have the pleasure of being the last one, like maybe the most important, right? We're building all up for you.
I'm just going to make it really short, Fran. I'm not going to do a monologue or anything, maybe another time.
All right.
I just want to thank you for doing this. I don't have really family here, and I live alone, so I'm really sequestered. And to be part of this and our poker on over the weekend really creates a community for me that I don't really have. And, you know, to hear everybody's stories and to really exchange, I just want to say thank you to you and to everybody else for everything that they shared. From the meditation to the organization. Susan, what a great idea to put an Excel sheet, my gosh. But just all the ideas. And Brad with your 8-year-old, my God. So just thank you. Thank you for starting it with the Star Spangled Banner and all the prayers and meditation. So I thank you. I thank everybody for letting me be a part of this today.
Thank you so much, Lou. Thank you so much. And just going back to, and next time you come on, I do want to hear a monologue. You're a phenomenal actor, you know, tremendous actor, and want to hear that. And you're such a family kind of person, you know. Susan, I just want to mention, if you could send out the template of your thing to the, I'm going to send everyone's email. If you could send it all to us.
If he wants to, maybe.
And maybe we'll want to keep track with. Just do me a favor, put on it, copyright 2020 Susan Muti. All right, because it may go someplace. So, so I really appreciate everything everyone has said. As we try to stay positive and hopeful, there are more and more people that are going to die that we know. They're going to get sick and they're going to die. It's the reality of it. We're talking now about 200,000 deaths in the United States. And in other countries, obviously. There's a poem that I have had the good fortune of reading at about 7 different wakes and funerals over the last couple of years. A few years. I read it first at my mother's funeral. You may recognize this poem, but I've read it at many other relatives and friends. And to me, it's very positive. It's all along the lines of what Ivy was saying, that these people who have died and the people that are going to die are not completely gone, no matter what your belief in an afterlife is. There's a lot of room for lots of different beliefs, but their spirit is usually alive with us. And this poem was written, if you permit me, and then this will end the show. This poem was written by Henry Scott Holland. It was read at many funerals by him. He was a priest at St. Paul's Cathedral, and he read it at a sermon, or he said it at a sermon, and it got to be used many, many times after that. But here it is. I think it's very positive. It's written from the standpoint of the person who died. And I'll probably send this around too. So as you go to, not to the wakes and funerals, unfortunately, we can't even be in attendance at that, but you might be able to share it with the survivor. I'm going to share it with the woman who I told you is the daughter of the woman who died last night at 7 o'clock last night. And I'm going to continue to try to share it. It's called Death is Nothing at All. It sounds crude and harsh, but as you hear it, you'll see what it means. Death is nothing at all. I have only slipped away into the next room. I am I, and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity at the little, laugh as we always laughed, at the little jokes that we've always enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effort, without the ghost of a shadow on it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. This is from the perspective of the person who died. There is absolute unbroken continuity. What is death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind? Because I'm out of sight? I am waiting for you for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Nothing is past. Nothing is lost. One brief moment, and all will be as it was before. How we shall all laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again. So,
snapping his fingers.
And I just have one quick example. Follow Kathrina on her Facebook page. She planted these pods, and the plants that are growing remind her of her father being alive, who died just a couple of months ago, who she's holding a picture up of. So may we all support, when 2 or 3 are gathered, right? And not that it needs to be Christian. Let's support each other. We're all the same. We'll support each other all the way. Please join us for this next show, which is Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Please let me know. It's going to include radio, and it'll go out with a lot less trouble the next time, hopefully. And it is working on Facebook. It was before.
The live is working. I don't think that was the problem. I think the muting thing.
The muting. And next week, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to, we'll mute it until I
we learn things as we go along.
All right, so I'm going to unmute everybody. Let's everybody say hello to the world. Let's see. Let me see.
She's in my new band, so that's
okay. Unmute everyone. Say
love you. Many blessings to everybody.
Actually say.
I feel like
namaste.
Song. Hugs.
We actually, what would you say? You want to sing a song?
I'm totally kidding. It's the Brady Bunch.
It looks like, it looks like.
Right. Someone said Hollywood Squares the other night.
Right.
I did.
And you said it today. Yeah. He can't sing because in unison it doesn't work well. We tried that last week, but.
Fran, that poem is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Gotta get that published. So tears.
Hey, I'm sure that the Italians, especially the ones in Italy, are probably very psyched that there's dolphins in the Venice Grand Canal.
Right. Wow.
That's a positivity out there, that's positive.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
There's going to be an amazing, like it's like the age of Aquarius.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I feel like I'm back in '67 in high school.
Well, 3 weeks of no smog in LA.
No smog in LA, you said?
No smog in LA?
Right, because all this, maybe global warming will, or climate change
More things are going to start happening
abate,
wonderful in the world.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll kind of level it out as far as assets and income goes too. There won't be as much disparity among all these classes and stuff. But anyway, thank you again. We're going to close it out. Maybe wave goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Good having you here. See you soon.
Bye.
Everyone be safe. Many blessings.
Thank you so much.
Keep loving.
Next time I'd like to say a few things.
Oh, I love.
Well, you did say a few things. Wait a minute. Wait.
No, it's all right. Go.
Okay. All right. I thought you said something. All right.
Everyone
fair share.
Very good. Very good.
Hear from you, Kat.
I'll just talk about
Happy
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you, Anthony, for
Bye.
co-hosting with me, and
Happy
DiNapoli,
Wednesday.
and all the people who dropped before. Thank you all for coming on.
We
And
all made new friends.
like I say, we'll make it even better the next time. All right.
Fabulous, Fran.
Goodbye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.